Child was used by the middle-aged man as bait to attract walkers, but now Jack is only staying at the man's house, and there is no way to rescue him. By nightfall, the zombie virus in Jack's body suddenly starts to kick in. He takes out a syringe and tries to kill himself, because it's less than 24 hours before he turns into a zombie, now that his daughter is taken care of, and he could die in peace. And that's when the pretty woman came over to tell Jack the sad news. It turns out that this uncle is not a good man. She was not his wife. He wanted Jack to take her away with him, but the uncle overheard their conversation. He hit Jack with the butt of his gun. Jack had no time to react and was knocked unconscious. Jack woke up to find himself and the girl in a metal cage. The cage was covered in animal guts. At that moment, a large number of zombies appeared in the distance. Jack tied the guts with a cloth and threw them in front of the zombies. As the zombies gobbled them up, the cage was pulled up by a powerful force. Then the two men came inside. Jack woke up the woman and grabbed his daughter to escape, but then the old man woke up. He grabbed his gun and started shooting at them. The woman was killed instantly with a burst of gunfire. Jack took advantage of the confusion and fled into a cave. In the middle of the night, Jack felt himself about to mutate completely. He had begun to lick the blood from the walls. He knew he had to make arrangements for his daughter in the little time he had left. Luckily, the little girl was on hand to give him encouragement. She told Jack that if he could find her people, he could help look after his baby. So they continued on their way, and there were only 9 hours left on the timer. Finally, they came across another family on the road. They were digging a hole with a shovel. It turned out that the father had been infected by the virus too. He told Jack that he would take their children out of this world with 4 bullets. The remaining 2 bullets were reserved for Jack and his children. With a few shots fired, there was silence all around. His family was healthy, but the reason the father killed them, just because he didn't want to leave them behind. Jack walked over with his daughter in his arms in a daze, picking up the gun. He intended to end it all, and as Jack hesitated, his daughter's call woke him up. So Jack dropped the gun, and the Jimmy next to him kept encouraging Jack not to give up. So they went on their way. On the way, Jack watched a group of zombies gather around to eat a corpse. He struggled to control his desire. Slowly the rotting fluid dripped from his eyes. He then wiped his face slightly. His vision slowly began to blur. Jack knew he was about to become a zombie, but he didn't want to hurt Jimmy or his daughter. And in his final moments, Jack saw Jimmy playing with his daughter with a wooden stick. He suddenly had a moment of inspiration. He had to do one last thing for his daughter, so Jack tied his hands together. Then he put on his braces and picked up his daughter and Jimmy on his back, using the raw meat as a target to guide him on his way. Finally, he found Jimmy's people. The clan saved the baby, and that freed Jack completely. And when the clan lifted the baby's clothes, they saw a message written by Jack on the stomach. It was the last thing he remembered before he lost his mind. It was also a father's last words of love for his daughter. Isn't this kind of zombie movie not only not scary but heartwarming?